Yes. So here is, if you go to the Canvas class, then that's the first thing that you're going to encounter is the actual home screen with information related to everything that's going on. You can see over here the schedule that we have for those special days in which we had testing, and it was kind of modified ENF days. So this information is here. Things that are happening, the calendars, 3 months in front of them, ahead of them, the schedules. And then we have over here what I call these buttons that gives them a quick link to whatever they need. So let's say you want to know a little bit about me. You can see that's a little bit, but one of the things that I really enjoy a lot is to be with the students after school. And as you can see, I advise a lot of clubs. Tomorrow we're going to have the clubs fair, and the students have been working very hard on preparing for them. It would be good if you take a look at what they have done in preparations for tomorrow's fair. It's really nice to see students after class hours. They are different, they behave differently, they have more initiative. You know, they're a lot of fun. All right, so let's go back to talking about the class itself. So if I, again, always go to the home screen, and that will take you to things that you might want to know. By the way, this June we're going, it's the first STEM trip that we have, and I'm very excited about it. I am going. It's actually organized by a different math teacher, Jennifer Lee. And so I'll be one of the chaperones, and I'm very excited about it. So if you're interested, take a look at that. Let's go to the class overview. So remember, always go back to the home screen. On the class overview, we have information about what we're doing in the classroom in terms of what will be the general idea, the general topics. I don't have a syllabus written stone. I have the general ideas, and then a lot of the stuff is developed according to the need of the class itself. Every class is unique. It's very much its own characteristic. It has its own characteristics. So I kind of decide more or less how I'm going to develop all these topics. The main source is, this one in particular is coming from the university. I contacted the university about 10 years ago, asking them for the permission to use their resources. They were graciously very generous, and they said that yes, in fact, I could use it. So the good thing about this particular site, the book is here, but the site I think is just more than fine. The book has more information, but what is offered in the book site is more than what we need. So what I do is, this is one of my favorite classes. That's because I pretty much design it myself. And so I pick and choose what I want to offer students as an educational experience. There are good things that are from those who are pretty beginners in terms of, okay, the light bulb is finally, lighting up, and those who already are shooting ahead, they want something challenging. So this has a very broad spectrum of levels of a difficulty, if you want to call it, from easy to really complex. I do filter a lot because some of the stuff might be way too much. We don't do everything that's in here, but I like to take a lot from there. This is a more academically nurturing type of resource, and I have PDF files from something that the book is old, but the new versions are pretty much the same with colors. But the author of this book, which is Mr. Horstman, does a great job. Let's talk a little bit about the material that we actually cover in class. Although I wanted to tell you just one thing, you can spend more time reading about this, but let me give you a highlight about the fact that how the grade is composed of. We have 30% of the grade is notes, I enforce, I'm a strong believer of note taking, especially, I mean, it's true for any class, but when we're looking at computer programming where the amount of material that this offer out there is so wide, and I need to be able to guide them through a streaming or a narrower path. I want them exactly to know what it is that they should know for the class, especially when I give assessments. And the assessments are all based on material that we cover, and I'll show you in a minute the modules that we have. And so is notes are something that is very useful. And before I jump to see some of those posts that I put over here, I want to give you a little information about something that I do for the classes. I have something called hard due dates. Every assignment has its own soft due date. Usually, I looked at it more as a management tool, work management tool, because if they follow the soft due date, which is the due date for the assignment, they will never encounter a situation in which they are overwhelmed that they have to do too much. And so, for example, this marking period, and actually every marking period, they will have 4 hard due dates. This one is today's, and I'll show you what it was due up to the 30th. So they know all that information in here. So if you go to modules and you go from the top down, you can see what they've been working on. This was done without the computer. This was more about thinking about what an algorithm is, an example, designing, testing, and wrapping up. Then we started with very basic stuff in the Java language. And as you can see, some of the stuff over here is about notes. Those are the things that I am going to use. All of these they have worked on, and the notes and the discussions is the resources they have for assessments. Assessments are all based on this. And as you can see, here's the due dates for each of the assignments. This is what I call soft due dates. If they were not able to turn it in that specific day for whatever reason, could be, I don't know, they're involved in extracurricular activities, could be athletics, it could be a religious observance, it could be that they've been sick, or I don't know, something came up. I do have students who go to the university. So they have, I'm not going to penalize them if they don't turn it in on time, but the 30th will be the day in which everything has to be in. And they know that ahead of time. That's those dates, as you can see, I had already posted them. You can see which one will be the next ones actually to come up. So they're aware of this, and they're aware also of what is specific for each of those hard due dates. Let's take a look. Let's go back to class overview. Let me take a look at. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. I know that there is not much time to ask questions, but this is your chance to ask questions. I think I gave you the general idea. I think this is what we do back to school nights. It's very quiet, you're not here, but at least you're here on it at a different level. And we still can communicate, and you can contact